Hello, this is Will Smith from Vanguard Interactive, and today I'm going to show you how to quickly add new items into our Action RPG inventory system. So for this example, we're going to be adding a simple wizard hat that the character can pick up and equip. So in my demo folder, I have some assets for this video. We've got the skeletal mesh, which is what the character wears, and the static mesh is the world representation of our item. In the items folder, we will find the item data table. This is our master item list, which holds all the information for every item in our project. To create a new item, we create a new row in the data table, and we give it a unique and identifiable name. Let's go with armor cloth wizard hat. So now this is very important. So we want to copy this and we want to paste it into the item ID. The item ID is what we use to basically reference the item from this list throughout different blueprints. So now that we have our item named, let's simply put in a few properties here. So for the icon, since we don't have one yet, we'll use the null icon. Let's just call it wizard hat. Let's see, description, magical. Quality, let's pick legendary. Item type, since it's equipable, we want equipment. Amount can stay 1 because it's not stackable. We want it to be droppable so we can drop it back into the world. So now we simply select the world mesh. We go down in the equipment mesh, we want the skeletal mesh. And equipment type armor, equipment slot head. Let's give it 2 armor and, 12 intelligence. There we go. And that's all it takes to add a new item into the system. I also just want to quickly note that the stats you see on these items have been added for the purpose of the RPG MMO style demo. You don't need to use them, you can remove them or add your own. It's very easy for you to customize what sort of properties your items hold. Next, we'll create a simple blueprint prefab of the item so that you can place it in the world and have players interact with it. So if we look in the items blueprints folder, you'll see prefabs for all the existing items. We can simply duplicate one, give it the same name we've been using, armor cloth wizard hat. Open it up and change the ID to the same ID of the item we want it to be. Then we can just drop it in the world. I'll show you now how to add it into a loot list so that we can loot it from the skeletons, and then I'll show you how to make the little icons for the item to match the rest of them. So in order to get the item to show up when we loot the skeletons, we need to go into the item folder, then into the list folder, and we will add it to the loot common loot list. So it's another data table, and all we simply have to do is add in a new row, give it the same item ID name, give it a drop rate, so we'll give it 1 for 100% chance. Save that, and let's check it out. So we have our hat that we placed in the world. We can pick up, we can equip it, we can drop it. Now let's see if we can find one on a skeleton here. And there we go. Wizard hat from the loot list with 2 armor and 12 intelligence. So all we have left to do now is create the thumbnail for the blueprint and the icon for the UI. So if we go to our thumbnail map, we can select the actor and scene called item from list, update the ID to the item we just created. Let's hide the grid, position it a little better, and then if we go back to the prefab, we can capture a thumbnail. Okay, and finally we will create the item icon for the UI. To make these, I just do a print screen of the viewport here. Then in Photoshop or any image software, you can simply paste it into a 64 by 64 pixel size document. Resize it to fit. I removed the corner 3 pixels to give it that rounded look. Save it as a PNG. Import it back in. And then you want to set it to user interface and UI. Now the last step is updating the item list to replace that null icon with the new icon we created. Okay, we'll just check it in game. And there it is, our magical wizard hat.